Most of what you'll hear about Social Security sounds like this. Never claim at 62, always wait, the longer you wait, the better it is, and blah, blah, blah. And on paper, that sounds great. The longer you wait, the bigger your check. But in real life, things actually happen. You may have health issues, you may be flat out tired of working, or you may just need the money. So in this video, I'm gonna walk you through when it makes sense to take Social Security at age 62, even though it is a reduced benefit. So I'm gonna cover how Social Security works, why delaying to age 72 is not always the best thing, and the 7 situations where taking early benefits may be the smarter move. But you must know this is for education purposes only. This is not a one-size-fits-all, but by the end of this video, you'll know if taking benefits at age 62 makes the most sense for you or not. So let's zoom out for a second to make sure we're on the same page. Social Security is a federal program that provides a guaranteed income that increases with inflation and never ends once you start the benefits. You actually pay into this program your entire working life through payroll taxes. So you pay 6.2% of your income and your employer matches that 6.2%. But if you're self-employed, you pay the entire thing yourself. And those taxes usually gives you credits. You need about 40 credits, and 40 credits takes about 10 working years. And your benefit amount is based on your highest 35 years of earnings, your full retirement age, and the age you decide to claim. So for people born in 1960 or later, your full retirement age is 67 years old, and that's when you get 100% of your benefits. So if you claim early at age 62, your benefits are reduced permanently, roughly around 70%. And if you delay your benefits beyond your full retirement age, those benefits increase by 8% every year up until age 70. So the chart for someone with a full retirement age of 67 roughly looks like this. At 62, they'll get about 70% of their full benefit. At 67, they'll get 100%. And age 70, they get about 124%. So yeah, mathematically, waiting looks amazing, but that's not the full story. Because on paper, the logic is simple. The longer you wait, the bigger the benefit. So the logical thing is just to wait as long as you can. But there are 2 main issues with waiting. One is the longevity risk. We have no clue how long we're gonna live. Because if you wait to age 70 to receive your benefits and you die at age 72, you only took 2 years of benefits. And if your goal is to wait to age 70 and you die before 70, you get nothing. You pay into the system for decades and you get absolutely nothing out of it. So financial planners typically use what's called a break-even analysis. So here's how that works. So let's say your full retirement age benefit at age 67 is $2,000 per month. At 62, you might receive around $1,400. At 67, you get the full $2,000. And at age 70, you might get around $2,480 or $2,500. So roughly speaking, if you claim at age 62 versus 67, your break-even age is somewhere around your late 70s. And if you claim at 62 versus 70, your break-even period is around 80 to 81 years old. So if you live a long life, then delaying can absolutely pay off for you. But if your health isn't great and your family history is shorter than average, then that math can absolutely flip on you. And the next thing you want to consider is the opportunity cost. Because if you retire at age 62, but you're delaying your Social Security, where's that money supposed to come from that you're living off of? So usually it'll be from your 401k, your IRA, your savings, or other type of investments you may have. That means you're spending down your portfolio while you're waiting on a larger Social Security check. Because if your investments can earn you 5 to 7%, but instead of earning that, you're drawing it down, that could be a huge opportunity cost for you. Because if you really factored in the investment growth, the taxes, and the portfolio withdrawals, that break-even point could be pushed out to your late 80s or even be unreachable during your lifetime. So that's why just wait to age 70 is not an automatic answer. Now let's get to the heart of the video and go over the 7 situations where it makes sense to take your benefits at age 62. And the first one we kind of mentioned a little bit, and that's if you have serious health concerns. If you're in poor health or you've been told that your life expectancy is shorter than average, it absolutely makes sense to take early benefits. Because the average life expectancy in the US is in the upper 70s, but there's some people that live to the 80s and 90s, but some people don't as well. Because realistically, if you're not expected to live to your late 70s or 80s, waiting until 67 or 70 just for a larger check could mean you never get a chance to even break even. Because in that case, claiming benefits at age 62 allows you to maximize the amount of money you get to pull from the system. And this is especially true if you're single and you don't have to worry about any type of future spousal benefits or anything like that. Now, reason number 2 is a big one for a lot of people, and that's simply you just don't want to work anymore. Because if your job is physically demanding or you're just burnt out and your body's telling you it's time to quit, that actually matters. Studies show that a large percentage of workers that are 50 and over are in physically demanding jobs, or they're in positions where they're being exposed to environmental hazards. So if continuing to work is damaging to your health, or you safely just can't do it anymore, taking Social Security at 62 so you can step away from that full-time job is absolutely valid because you don't get a trophy for grinding yourself into the ground just to delay that benefit. Now, reason number 3 is you need the cash flow now. Sometimes the reasons are very simple. I need more money to pay my bills. Maybe you've been laid off, maybe you can't find comparable work, or maybe inflation has crushed your budget. Because historically, during tough economic times, a lot of people claim at age 62 just to make ends meet. Now, is that check smaller at 62 than if you waited to age 67? Of course it is. But a smaller check now can be better than a larger check that you can't wait for. We can't forget about survival. Now, reason number 4 is simply to reduce pressure on your investment portfolio. This one is more on the strategic side because one of the biggest threats in retirement is the sequence of return risk. That's where the market drops and you actually need to take a withdrawal during a down market. And that will end up depleting your account a lot faster than normal. Because if you retire at 62, you delay your Social Security, you live off your investments, and in the market were to crash, you'll be forced to sell assets at a lower price, locking in those losses. But if you claim your benefits at 62, even though it's a reduced amount, you'll be able to withdraw less from your portfolio, keep more of your investments actually working for you, and reduce the odds of actually running out of money later. So in some cases, taking Social Security early actually protects your investments. Now, reason number 5 is unlocking your spousal benefits. Because your decision to claim doesn't just affect you, it affects your spouse as well. Because in many cases, your spouse may be able to claim spousal benefits on your record and get up to 50% of your full benefit at their full retirement age. But they usually can't claim their spousal benefit before you claim yours. So sometimes claiming your benefit at 62 unlocks your spousal benefit earlier, provides you guys with more household income, and help a lower earning spouse retire sooner. Now, you still want to do the math on that because if you are a higher earner, delaying your benefit does increase your spousal benefit that they'll receive if you were to pass away. So this is a situation where coordination is key. It's not about guesswork. Now, reason number 6 is taxes and future income. Now, Social Security is taxable depending on your income. The IRS uses something called provisional income, and that includes certain things like your adjusted gross income, half of your Social Security benefit, plus certain tax-exempt interests. And if your income goes above a certain threshold, up to 85% of your Social Security benefit can be subject to federal income taxes. So if you expect your income to go up during retirement because of things like RMD, business income, pension income kicking in, or deferred comp payouts, then claiming earlier while your income is lower might reduce the taxes you may have to pay on your benefits over your lifetime. Again, that's a planning issue, not a rule, but it is a big factor. And reason number 7 are psychological or emotional reasons. Because we have to be honest, we're not robots. Researchers have found that a lot of people claim benefits for psychological reasons. Some of the reasons are, I paid into the system for decades, I need to make sure I get something out of it. They have fear that the system will change and they may not be able to get any benefits whatsoever. And some people hate the idea of missing out. They worry that they may pass away without getting a chance to take any money out. And even though it is true that Social Security has had long-term funding concerns, even in pessimistic projections, it doesn't show the funds just going to disappear overnight. Historically, Congress has always made adjustments to make sure the fund just doesn't go belly up. But if emotionally you know that seeing those deposits hit your bank account at age 62 makes you feel better and the rest of your plan still works too, taking those benefits early is not irrational because money is not just math, it is psychological too. So should everybody claim their benefit at age 62? Absolutely not. For a lot of people, especially those that are in good health, they're higher earners, you have a younger spouse that will be relying on your survivor benefits, or for those that can comfortably live on other assets, delaying to age 67 or even 70 can be a huge win for you. Because realistically, you will get a higher guaranteed income, you get protection against outliving your money, and inflation adjusted benefits that act like a built-in pension. So the point of this video is not to say that 62 is always going to be better. The point is that if you heard that statement of never take your benefit at age 62, that's not always true either. Because the right answer depends on your health, your finances, your spouse, and your risk tolerance. So here's what I recommend. Go to the Social Security website, set up an account, and look at your estimated benefits at age 62, your full retirement age, and at age 70. And think about your health, your spouse, your other savings, and your tax situation. And before you lock in the decision, run some real numbers or work with a professional that can. So I hope this video helps. Share it with someone that needs to see it. Subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next video.